As is me talking about sharks. This is quite the learning curve. I usually draw with pencil. I don't think I've used a whiteboard in school in this way. Paying teachers more. It's probably gonna. Oh, that's too big. That's too big. Okay. I moved the fin back. I'll make space for the gills. This isn't any particular shark, so we're just gonna give him 3 gills. And then what I really like. Oh. One angry. I like, sharks' eyes can be kind of beady and scary, but most of the time they just look like that. Wait, I should just. Sorry, I just saw it in the screen. Okay. So here we have what we know to be a very basic shark shape. And my shark, I feel like we should give her a name. Dog's making gross noises, but I don't want to be mean and make him stop. This is Clara. And named after my favorite Doctor Who character. You can argue with the wall, you can't change my mind on it, it's just the character I grew up with, okay? Here we have pectoral fin, dorsal fin, and this is a pelvic fin. And then the caudal, so this is the tail, but anatomy terms, it's the caudal fin. I don't think I've heard it be pronounced out loud in a hot minute, so I'm gonna be calling it caudal because that's what I've been calling it in my head. If it's caudal, RIP, basic shark shape. I'm gonna share more anatomy things that are not very commonly known about sharks, but you'll see in like an introductory marine science class. I actually learned all this in high school. I just got a marker on my book that I'm using to hold up this microphone. So, you know how sharks kind of are two-tone sometimes? You're thinking of like a great white, it has a white belly and then it has kind of like a grayish back, right? So it starts right here at the mouth. Okay, and ends over here. That's called the lateral line. And that is, don't ask me how, but it's a sensory organ. It helps them feel vibrations. It's pretty cool. It's why sharks are such an apex predator. They're like built to hunt. Well, great whites are. I guess. Okay, this will be a great white. We're gonna be basic. This is a great white in our example, okay? Because it's like the shark everyone knows. It's the shark everyone knows. It's you look at that and you're like, that's the shape of a shark. And then, ooh, actually, there's something here that I changed my mind. It's not a great white anymore because there's something on here I need to add that great whites don't have. So, great whites, I'll just tell you right now, great whites are something called a pelagic shark. And pelagic sharks are the ones that are in like, they're constantly in the open ocean. You may have heard before, sharks need to swim all the time or else they're gonna die. That is only true for pelagic sharks because they need the movement of the water, not the movement of the water, their movement in the water. It keeps the water flowing through their gills, so it's for respiratory reasons, but also sharks don't have swim bladders like fish do to control their buoyancy. They eat a lot, and all that fat is stored in their liver, and that's what keeps them buoyant. And then they also rely on constant movement in the water to keep them from sinking. So they just gotta keep on going. So that's a pelagic shark. That's what great whites are. Now, if you're a benthic shark, benthic like benthic zone. That's basically the floor of the ocean. Wow, my writing is so slanted. Benthic, that's just the fancy word for that's the ocean floor. Now, if you were like me as a kid and you went to the aquarium and you started crying when you saw sharks on the floor at the aquarium because you thought they were dead, don't worry, they're just benthic sharks. And that just means they're the little guys that like to hang out on the floor. That's gonna be your cat sharks, and sorry, that's the only one I can think of right now, but
also horn sharks, which are like the cutest thing I've ever seen. Hold on. Look at that. He's just a little guy. Basically, sharks need these weird different methods of intaking oxygen, because bony fish have the operculum. Lord have mercy. A normal fish. Okay, we got a normal guy. A normal fishy guy. So they have their gills, right? But we can't see their gills. We can't see them. They have something called an operculum, and that's like a flap that covers their gills. And what they do is they flare them, and that's what like brings the water in and out of their gills. And that's how they breathe. Now, if you go very deep in the ocean, you might find some funky guys with clear skin, and they have to breathe through a process called diffusion. I'm not going to talk about that right now, because we're talking about sharks. I don't know why I only thought of cat sharks, but yeah, basically, little ones that you see on the floor, they're shaped like this. Their mouths. Most telling is that their mouths will be more on the bottom of their body, because they're on the floor. That's where they're getting their food. It looks like a little beast coming out of the water. It's gonna attack someone. This fish looks annoying.
basically the sharks that are kind of flatter ones. Anyway, cat sharks are actually called that because their eyes are like a cat's eyes, because they're like more almond shaped. I thought that was pretty cute, but they're also called dogfish. We have some here in the Pacific Northwest. They're called spiny dogfish. That's the ones that we have. If you go to a Cabela's or a Bass Pro Shop in the area, they'll probably have spiny dogfish. They're really cute. You can actually catch them. Or not. I'm not sure if that's legal. Don't catch them. Anyway, I'm bringing up the respiratory methods of the pelagic shark because for the benthic shark, they have something called a spiracle, and it's right here. It's near their eyes, and this is essentially just called that's just like their nostril, it's not okay. It's not like they actually have one. It's right there, but this is what they use to breathe. This brings water in through their gills, or is it out?
It's in. The spiracles take the water in from above, and then it goes over the gills. Okay.
I have to talk about claspers. Listen, I know I gave the shark the name Clara. She's gonna have some claspers though, which are a male part of a shark, and that assists in mating. They have two of them. They're like this. And they're claspers because they help clasp,
It's the shark's penis. So they're called claspers because I hope I can represent this in drawing form. So there's two claspers, right? So there's and then there's the opening of the female shark, and it goes in there. Some of them have, this is really unfortunate, some of them are like cat beaks, they have barbs, and they clasp in there basically. They just evolved to have dicks that they just stay in there. They stay in there and they stay in there good. So for oviviparous and viviparous sharks, so oviviparous there is an actual egg inside the female, and then the egg just hatches and then is born. And viviparous is just like mammals, like it's an embryo and it's in a womb. For those two, where fertilization is internal. That's how they do it. Awesome. I don't want this here.
Listen, guys. Okay, so this is a class break. That's what those are. And Clara, trans rights. Anyway, there's also an anal fin, which I thought was really funny. I never noticed, but yeah. They just have another one right there, right by the ass. That's pretty cool. Like, really crazy, called the ampullae of Lorenzini. Found on the head and snout. So that stuff is like... So the ampullae of Lorenzini, electromagnetic is the word. It's helped sharks sense electromagnetic things that allow sensitivity and detection of electromagnetic fields. To be completely honest with you, I'm not entirely sure what that means, but I know it helps them hunt better. So
I was confused by the word electromagnetic. That's just energy. So like muscle contractions like this is creating energy. Geothermal in the earth, they can feel that. But importantly is the muscle one, because they can basically feel when fish are moving.
Oh, that stuff? Oh, I actually made the lateral line kind of look like them. They're like little dots below their snout. So it's like this. Here's your shark. He's like, and then he's got these little guys, and that's ampullae of Lorenzini, and that is the Italian guy that founded it. I'm pretty sure it was in the 1800s. Probably should have done more research for this, but listen, guys, I'm just here for the sharks. So sharks are actually cartilaginous fish, and this means that they don't have like a proper skeleton. It's all jelly. It's all jelly, like what's in your nose and your ears. That's everywhere on the shark, except their teeth. It's made of dentin.
I'm not sure why I said that like it was interesting. Our teeth are also made of dentin. You know how they regrow their teeth? That's actually because if you look at the skull of a child, which is really sad, you can see that they have all their baby teeth already in there. Like they're set up to grow. In sharks, it's not that they're regenerating their teeth, they just have like multiple rows of it just lined up and ready to come out when they shed it during their shark activities.
Made of dentin. And some parts of them do have calcium carbonate, but that is not bone. That's not the calcium in our bones. Calcium carbonate, which is found in the ocean, that's the same stuff that's in crab shells and clam shells, like in mollusks and stuff. Some of that's in him.
I actually can't find anything on that. I'm gonna trust myself and keep it in, but dermal denticles have dentin. So I'm gonna trust myself and keep it in for now.
I've decided that Clara is gender fluid because she's a shark and I'm sure she doesn't understand gender anyway. I'm going to talk about dermal denticles. So, sharks don't have proper scales like a bony fish would. They have dermal denticles. And I can draw on Clara up here. They face towards the tail, and this allows for fluid movement in the water. They just cut right through it. And if you pet the shark upwards like this, it would feel like sandpaper, but it's very smooth if you pet them this way. Wait, I have a shark. Hold on. This is General Kenobi, first name General, last name Kenobi. She will be our shark today. I'm realizing, so the fleece on this IKEA shark is placed in a way that it's smooth going up her body and then rough going down her body. But for all intents and purposes, she is a proper shark, and we're going to demonstrate how a real shark's skills work. So if we pet her down this way, it's very smooth. This is how she's moving about the water. And if we pet her this way, it's very rough. It's like sandpaper. Ouch. You can actually pet stingrays at your local aquarium if they have them, and they got the same things. They've got dermal denticles. Alright, while she's here. Wait, that's like exactly how I drew it. The ampullae of Lorenzi on Kenobi would be around here on her mouth. and that will help her sense electromagnetic fields. It's nesting. This is the lateral line that I was talking about. See the difference in coloration, and that is also a sensory organ that helps her sense things. Alright, and then I imagine that they modeled her after a great white or a blue shark, which wouldn't have spiracles. But if she did, they would be right up here. And she has 5 gills. Wait a second. Guys, the IKEA shark is modeled after a blue shark because I just looked up a photo of a blue shark and I'm seeing very similar characteristics. So, she's a blue shark. Good for her. Also, she does not have claspers, as you can see here, but she also doesn't have the second set of pectoral fins. Not pectoral fins.
Second set of fins is called pelvic fins, because it's near the pelvis.
We're just gonna keep her here. She's the star of the show. Oh, so another fun thing about blue sharks is, so she is a pelagic shark, and so, like I mentioned before, her liver, it's very oily, it's full of all those fats, and that's what's keeping her buoyant. And that's what she has, but not spiracles. Not spiracles. How do I end this? Oh, I'll just do some random fun facts. Let's talk about the thresher shark. The thresher shark, one of my favorite sharks, okay? He is so goofy. We're just gonna reuse this shark drawing right here. It's a little guy, kind of. Pretty sure they're about 3 feet big. Let me fact check that. I don't know where I got 3 feet. I know. It's because their tails can grow up to 3 meters, which is roughly 9 feet. I just got them mixed up, I guess. They can grow up to 20 feet, but the thing about the thresher shark that you should remember, hold on, I'll show you. So thresher sharks, hold on, I'll give them a cute little snout, have a long ass tail, and I'm not exaggerating. It's huge. It's huge, alright? And helps them with hunting. I'm gonna draw that gracefully. It helps with hunting in exactly the way that you're imagining. They whack fish with it. Like, you look up a video, there'd be a thresher shark swimming, you would whack, and then he whacks the fish. And it stuns them, and then he eats them. They swim into a school of fish, and then they just whack their tail around, and it hits a bunch of them. They're insane, but they're also so adorable. I find them very cute. Me using a finger to erase the marker when I have the eraser on the pen. Anyway, they also have those big goofy eyes. They got their fins. And they essentially, they're just little guys, okay? Now, the biggest they can get is 20 feet, but this is okay, what's up and back to proofread my own words. So, like I said in my other cut-in, like I said, their tails can grow up to 3 meters, which is like 9 feet and some change. And that change basically makes it 10 feet. So I'm still standing by what I said about their tails taking up half their body. Hold on. So then it's 3.2. Lord have mercy. If it feels so correct to me, but if it's not 9.6, I'm gonna cry. And then in total, it's like 20-ish. But very commonly, oh, that's really slanted. Hold on, I'm gonna look at the screen to draw this. Oh. Alright, I need everyone to just pretend that that's a straight line.